everybody. Back together again. It's Wednesday, 7 p.m. East Coast time. Storm Talk 365 Radio with my buddy, my pal, my friend, Chris Allen. Issues of Men.
How are you
Hey,
this evening?
Chris.
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good too. I just got a grin every time I come on Wednesdays with you. This is your first time joining us. Chris and I come on every Wednesday-ish at 7 p.m.-ish, East Coast time-ish, right here on Storm Talk 365 Radio. I'm the CEO of Faith-Based Podcast Network, where we help you to talk to the storms in your life. I'm also the CEO of Storm Radio 24/7, where we talk about arts, entertainment, and much more. But tonight we're going to talk about some issues with men. If you missed any of his episodes, you can catch us at www.stormtalk365radio.com or follow his YouTube page. It's Chris Allen at Issues of Men, right?
Yeah, Issues of Men.
Issues of Men. Follow his videos on YouTube at Issues of Men because he's had some pretty good topics. What we're going to talk about tonight, Chris?
Tonight's topic, Miss B, is going to try to make it fun, but also it's disturbing as well. So it's a kind of a little mix tonight. We're going to talk about crossing the line. We're going to talk about boundaries. You know, for me personally, leave my things alone. Leave my things alone. That's all I ever ask. Leave my things alone. And Miss B, as men, I think, you know, we're protective and private about a lot of things. And you know, I think in general that people understand that. But depending on where you are and where you're from, how you were raised, to some people, it's not a priority. It's not their priority or on their priority list of things to consider. And I know you sit up here like, what are you talking about? This is just in regards to has somebody in your life, whether it be a mate, whether it was a friend, family member, somebody you wore, touched, took, consumed, drank something of yours without your permission, or they just simply crossed the line with your personal things? I mean, just totally crossed the line with your personal things.
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm not kidding.
Man, let me tell you something. Even as an only child, folks cross the line. What you talking about? Somebody's always trying to look. Okay, let's just start right here. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about crossing the line, you invaded my personal space. Now I'm gonna look at it from an innocent point of view. Don't mess with my food.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wear my clothes. But more importantly, don't mess with my family. Don't mess with my husband. Don't mess with my churn, my grandchurn, my parents' transit. But don't mess with my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm territorial. And if you're visiting me and you mess with my stuff without permission, you about to get an invitation to leave. I'm just saying there's a whole different category that we can go on every week about a different category. Don't cross that line.
Oh,
but those are some of the lines I don't want you to cross when you mess with my stuff.
Please don't. And that's not a good thing. Now, Ms. B, also, last week and then yesterday, I had a fun conversation, just a reference to this, and it's talking about his, hers, mine's, yours, or am I tripping? So, you know, most of the people agreed with me. Some people thought I was tripping, thought I was too much, too extra. That's not, you know, whatever. But anywho, I know me. I gotta live with me. And if you're gonna be a part of me in my life, you're gonna have to adhere to some things. So, Ms. B, let's talk about boundaries first. Boundaries are a line or a mark that limits an area, right? It's a dividing line. That's just boundaries. Common sense is a good sense and sound judgment in practical matters, just general matters, in my opinion, right? So common decency is everyday courtesy, is respect, politeness, and even it means consulting with another or talking to another, about something, to come to some type of common ground. For a long time now, in this world, all have gone out the window in this age for it's like a whatever type of thing. Anything goes. It's whatever. Anything goes. So let me share with you some of the examples that I have that leave my things alone, please. Um, just as an example, and this happened on multiple times, so I couldn't quite get it. There were two women in my past that I was dating, right? One I just met, um, one I had spent some significant time with, all right? Um, and we talk about intimacy. Now, that does not give you permission or access to abuse that privilege, right? So in this particular incident, let's talk about a toothbrush. Yes, a toothbrush. So how the whole incident happened was the young lady spent the night with me. Um, she didn't. It wasn't a planned spend the night. Um, and things happen. Had an intimate evening, and she goes into the bathroom, to freshen up, clean up, or whatever like that. And once she comes out, um, she kisses me and says something to me, whatever, blah blah blah. But as I'm going into the bathroom, I'm looking, and I'm like, oh my god, like my toothbrush is not in the right place, and there's water droplets, and it's sitting on the sink. So I'm just like, I know she just didn't use my toothbrush to brush her teeth with. All I'm saying is that you could have this common decency, common respect. I don't care if you use your I don't care if you use your index finger or whatever. You could, brush your teeth, got mouthwash, got everything there. Why did you have to use my toothbrush? I think, shoot, please.
Did you just say y'all had an unplanned intimate night?
Yes.
Where exactly was your mouth on her body? Don't answer that.
Yeah.
But even if it was just kissing, there's nothing on that toothbrush that's not already in your mouth. So it's not the fact that it was the cleanliness, the hygiene. You were being territorial. Because in all honesty, a lot of people will kiss and lick and suck and bite, but don't drink out my soda.
Mm-hmm.
Don't use my toothbrush. Don't eat out my food. Sometimes people just don't think. Now, is it hygiene or you being territorial? Now, I can understand what you're saying, but in reality, think about what you just said. You didn't have an unplanned intimate night,
Mm-hmm.
oral interchange somewhere on each other's body.
Exactly.
She went in, used your toothbrush with toothpaste and probably, some mouthwash, although she shouldn't have laid it on the counter. But I'm saying you had intimate sex with someone that was not planned and you had not really spent a lot of time with. So what you've done is kissed everybody she's kissed anyway. You understand what I'm saying? You have had sex with everybody she didn't had sex with, but you worried about her using your 59-cent
Yes.
toothbrush and laying it on the counter. Now, those are issues with men and women, but think about the logic behind it. You don't care where your mouth go on them, but you don't want their mouth on your toothbrush. So just give me some feedback on that.
Oh, here it is. My thing is this. For me personally, I would never go to anybody's house. I don't care if we at a hotel or we were at where we were at. I would go out and get us new toothbrushes or whatever. If you need one, I got you. I go to CVS, I go anywhere to get that for you. Um, I had extra toothbrushes at the house. Why couldn't you ask me if you didn't have one? I'm just saying, like, yo, like that bothered me so much. Only I think the reason why it bothered me so much is because again, this is a new relationship, right? Um,
Why are you taking that breath? Let me just say this. Did you just not say you had some extra unused toothbrushes there?
yes, they're in the
Okay.
cabinet,
All right. That,
and people are
so
nosy.
mm. You are being territorial. It has nothing to do with anything except because if that's the case, oh Lord, she used my toothbrush. It goes in the trash. You use one of those unopened toothbrushes and keep it moving. And the next time y'all have sex, you just say, baby girl, in case you don't know, I got some extra toothbrushes up here. If you need one, there you go. She didn't know they were in there. How many men carry extra toothbrushes in case they have unplanned sex? And so the point is, you are okay, but that's my point. And it's not just you. And I like that idea. I mean, you should have a lot of stuff, because that's who you are. But my point is, you were being territorial, and it has nothing to do with her being intrusive. You just wanted to be controlling because you had other toothbrushes. You had other toothbrushes in the house. She didn't know it was there. She used the one that was laying on the sink. Y'all just got through kissing and whatever else you were doing. So why not use a toothbrush? You didn't like it. Throw it away and get your new one. Keep it moving. Let it go. And I don't know how many years ago it is, but you still talking about it.
Oh, because the reason why I'm sharing this is again, it was traumatic for me, but
Oh, him got traumatized because his toothbrush was used, even though he done
let me
licked
tell
and
you.
licked
So
all over her lips.
let me tell you this. The point is, even being in a new, fresh relationship or whatever that is, I still don't know everything about you. For one,
Oh,
two,
no, you didn't say that.
yeah, two is the fact that now when I bring this next thing up, you're gonna really understand
We
what I'm
ain't
talking
got
about.
off of this one yet.
So, and so what I end up doing, like the next day, I did throw the toothbrush away, and I end up just saying, hey, this is what this is. Use this for the next time. But it was a shocker to me because I would never think about doing that or using somebody else's tooth. I don't care how long we've been together or whatever that is. That's just it's crazy to me. So I'm going to take that consideration when you said I was being territorial or being. I can't say I was being protective of myself because. But
You
again,
just got to saying you didn't know enough about her for her to be using your toothbrush, but you knew
absolutely.
enough about her to have unplanned sex.
Yeah, absolutely. And again,
No,
they
you
got
didn't
some
just say, yeah, absolutely.
look
I can have sex with you, but don't use my toothbrush because I don't know enough about you. Boy,
facts, facts. And the only reason why I'm saying that, let me go in this chat box real quick. Um,
Lord Jesus.
Derek says she could have had plaque, gingivitis, and whatever else she ate the other day in her mouth. Again, I don't know. I didn't know
Well, it's
enough
too
of.
late. You already been
It,
kissing on her.
hey, a kiss is a kiss. A kiss is a kiss.
When you having sex this morning, you done sucked the meat between her teeth. You done everything. Stop playing with me, boy. I'm 64 years old. If you got enough foresight to have extra toothbrushes in the cabinet, when you have sex, you don't be playing. So that being said, if she did have it in plaque, you already done sucked it down, digested it, and processed it. I don't even want to hear that. The point is, you were territorial. She touched something she didn't have permission with. And that's what it's all about. She touched something without permission. So the issue is, what is it? Hygiene, lack of permission, or you just being territorial? There's some things we can do, like have sex, but there are other things like touch my personal stuff you can't do. Is that right?
It's the combination of all those things.
Boy, I can't wait to see number two is because you just shut this down. You
I,
with your own input. I don't know. You need to go back and look at this video. So did I really say that? What was I thinking?
look, I mean, it's out there now.
Let's do number two. Is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be juicy like this
It's
one?
going to be good. But
Okay.
again, what I say about that is just because we are intimate, we touch skin and we exchange fluids and share money and do things together doesn't give you permission, or it's not okay um, to me, in my opinion, to take advantage of something like that. Take advantage of whatever that was to me, in my opinion. But and again, I just say that because you don't know what somebody else. Let me just bring this. Let me share this next one, and you'll
Yeah,
understand a little
let's
bit
go to
better.
number two because you keep going deeper and
All
deeper. Bless
right.
your
So
heart.
now, one incident. Now this happened with the same. This other incident also happened with this same person.
Okay.
And another incident happened with later on down the line, a relationship that I got into, or we was just trying to feel each other out. And one happened at a hotel. Again, same scenario, um, intimate situation. Now, this time around, I put out towel. I put out a towel, washcloth, and a hand towel on the sink. You can't miss that when you go into the bathroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this time, you know, I'm going in. I'm going in a little bit after her. She goes to freshen up and clean up a little bit. So I'm going after. I'm going to jump in the shower, and Miss B, I have two washcloths. I had one for my face, and I had one for my body.
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Um, and when something is used, it looks used, right? I know if I hang my stuff up in the bathroom or whatever like that, it's crinkly, it's dry. You know somebody used it. I don't get and understand when there's perfectly folded towel, like boom, right there for you. You go in and use my wash rag.
Okay,
Now,
she's just trifling.
yeah,
I mean, really, just so you had her set already prepared for her to use,
prepared for her to use.
and she goes and mess with your stuff.
Just bypasses it and goes in the shower and uses my washcloth. Now that was disturbing for me because I feel like whether you're getting to know somebody for one, okay? Um, and this is just like if I go overseas, if I have a cold, I might bring somebody else over there a new cold or something that their body might not be, if it's foreign to their body because they never experienced that type of whatever it is that I have from my body, right? Um, and that foreign entity in your body or whatever it is that you don't know if I have some type of leprosy, a skin rash, or any. You see what I'm saying? Like
Okay,
you might try. I don't know. I'm just saying. It just seems
let me
weird to
let me
me.
ask one question. Make sure I'm following you. Was it a personal washcloth provided by the hotel, or was it something you bought from home that she could not have mistaken for it being yours?
Now these are the two scenarios, right? Now when I was at the house, you couldn't have mistaken that this was my washcloth. It was clearly mine to use. Why would you use that? Two, at the hotel aspect of it, then there's different sets of stuff all over the place. I don't care if you might have forgot, like, ooh, if you knew that it was used, why? If it was closer, why would you just pick that? It don't matter. Get up out of the shower and go get that. You don't use mine.
See,
Oh man,
that's a whole nother animal. I ain't with you on the toothbrush, but that right there, that's
yeah,
nasty.
it
I
is.
don't. Let me tell you something. I don't use. We don't interchange washcloths or towels at all, and
Mm-hmm.
I do use one for my face and the rest of me. And even after then, I don't reuse them. I still have two. I have a cloth for my face, and I never go down below and come back up. I mean, it's just some things you don't do, but you definitely don't share. I don't care how much intimacy you have. There's just something. Toothbrushes, okay, but washcloths and towels,
Don't
that's just
forget,
nasty.
we exchange bodily fluids.
Now, that's a totally different something going on with this chick right there, especially if she sees that it's already a used washcloth. She's not gonna get the clean one. What you do? Smelling it? What's you trying to do? What
Miss
what
B,
what?
I
You know,
don't know,
no,
but
that's freaky.
that kind of that
That's
really
freaky.
after the second incident, I was just like,
That's freaky.
I-
That's
I'm I'm
just
I'm done. Like I couldn't take another incident of this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd have probably went ham. I went
no.
ham on her.
Otherwise, you can be wearing your dirty underwear. No, that's just something hinky. Now I could see, the toothbrush. We had unplanned sex. I want to be fresh, whatever. And by mistake, oh, I wasn't thinking. But to deliberately go use a washcloth that's already been used by you when there's clean towels, and then no, no,
Something's
boo.
wrong. Exactly.
Yeah. Number 3.
Now, in the past, as far as some of my friends, could have been a family member or whatever, but this one particular incident was we were going to meet these ladies out, and the shirt he had on wasn't it, it was very unimpressive, put it that way. So I said, look, this is the type of place that we going to. It was like I said I got a couple of shirts and I got a couple, brims, and I got a couple fitted hats that you can just put on the wear when we go, whatever. So I'm showing him, and he was like, okay, look, I like this, boom. So I said, go ahead, you can wear it or whatever. So now that I've done this for my friend, I've done this for my cousin. Now when they come by the house, because I allowed them to do it that one time, now they started going immediately. They start going back to my closet and looking, and I'm like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ask me. And the reason why I say ask me, people are overstepping their boundaries with this. Yeah, I got love for you. It doesn't mean that you can just go and get whatever you feel like from the closet. I'm like, first, you don't know how I arrange stuff. You don't know what's clean or what's dirty or what I have planned out for the rest of the week.
No, see, hold up. Number 3. We're gonna take a break after this one. Number 3. There again, you reached out, and not an emergency, but in a different situation.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't prepared, and you were trying to help them represent better. But to come unprepared, expecting to get prepared with your closet, no, boo, we cool, but we ain't that cool. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? That was, no, 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 no. I don't care, family, otherwise. That's taking advantage of a situation and assuming, which is making an ASS out of them. You go, no, boo. I'm sorry. We can come back and finish number 3 in a minute. Let's take a quick
All right.
break, okay?
On break.
No, no. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Everybody, welcome back. This is Miss B. We're right around 24 minutes into Issues of Men with Chris Allen. I'm Miss B, CEO of Storm Talk 365 Radio. You just saw a short infomercial on At
I
the
like
Table with
that.
Miss B and Friends. We're coming every Thursday, 7 p.m. East Coast time with a different topic. Everybody wants you to grow spiritually and become the best person you can be. That's At the Table with Miss B right here, Facebook Live, every Thursday evening, 7 p.m. East Coast time. As you can see, we have different people in different positions. You just never know what we're going to say. But right now, we're talking to Chris Allen about leave my stuff alone. And the last thing he said was family member assumed that they could come to their house, his house, and go through his closet and find something to wear if they're going to hang out together. Only because at one time he decided to help a brother out, but now it's become a pattern. That's not supposed to happen, is it, Chris?
It's not supposed to happen. And then, like I say, it's just common courtesy, common decency, just to ask. It's not because we family or we tight, our friendship, we tight, whatever that is. It doesn't mean that you can just go and do these type of things. You bypassing, the boundaries aspect of it. That's basically what it is. Um, I'm gonna share this one story really quick. My daughters, when they were younger, maybe the early teenage years, they were at my house, and we were doing something, but they had spilled some stuff on their clothes, and I know when they come, they have a specific certain amount of things that they have in their bag. So I was like, boom, um, go ahead and wear X, Y, and Z or whatever like that. I put on this in my closet, and I'm gonna go throw this stuff in the washing machine for y'all, or whatever. So I don't know why I chose to give them two of my favorite short sets to wear to put on them. I know they love my stuff. They were kind of like tomboyish, kind of. They like basketball and stuff like that. So washing the clothes and fixing some dinner and everything, and I went. So I started calling them when dinner was ready. I was like, okay, they ain't responding. What's going on? Something's wrong. So I go outside. I didn't see him on the balcony, and then there's another little nook that goes up, and it goes up. And so I see them up there, and I'm like, it's time to, come on down. It's time to eat. So I noticed that they was kind of going slow or whatever like that. So so I went up there to see what it was. So they was on the deck, and part of it kind of went up to the roof and some other things, and somebody had recently been up there, and they put some some sealant, and they sat down in or where they was sealant. So there was like stuff on the bottom of the shorts or the pants. So it was no way I was getting none of that stuff out. I was kind of angry at first, but then I was like, nah, go, that's cool, whatever. I get another pair later, but that was traumatic for me too, because it was like two of my favorite. But anywho, um, you mentioned a little bit earlier about eating off your plate. I don't. For me, I would rather if we sitting at the dinner table, we're having some food, and you would like some of my food. Ask first, or allow me to say, hey, would you like to try blah 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 piece of this and that and the third. Don't just while I'm eating, you reach over with your fork or your spoon to take something off my plate. Now I'm irritated. Like, don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, that's always been a pet peeve of mine. And especially when I asked you, I'm getting what I want. It's what I want to eat, what I want to enjoy and savor. You get what you want to eat and what you want to savor. And that's it. So I asked you, what did you want? But now, oh, you want to be greedy and thinking that's okay to just reach your fork over my and dig it on. Mm-mm.
I'm going to tell you what we do. Sometimes it's an agreement. I say, I may want to try that.
Mm-hmm.
Or would you like to try this? And I either share it to his plate or take his plate and share it to mine. We don't go to each other's plate and take what we want. You understand what I'm saying? I have no problems with sharing with you. And yes, you order what you want, but sometimes it's like, that looks different. But again, I take the initiative. would you like to taste? And then I either put it on a separate saucer or put it in his plate, vice versa. But I learned the hard way with that because we weren't married and we went up to Potomac Mills and there was a Red Lobster in the area. And um, we just ordered a feast. And I was like, oh. And I was just so excited. And I really didn't know him that well either. And I made that mistake. Oh, can I try that? And I went with my fork to get something, and he hit my knuckles with the back of the knife, the handle part.
Mm.
And I was like, "What'd you do that for?" And so we had this conversation, and I learned my lesson then. But it never hit me because that was the first time I really been on a date in a long time, and all I ever had was my children, and I paid for it. I'm gonna eat it, so I had a bad habit of doing it. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you want some? Go ahead and get it." But it was children. But this man done paid XYZ amount of dollars for a really nice meal, and I'm going all over the world with my fork, like, "Oh, can I taste that? Can I taste that?" And then it hit me. So you're right. That's not being territorial. That's being, I'm not going to say possessive, but that's just the way things are. You order what you order, I order. And if we want to share, we ask for permission and we
Yes.
share it. I'm with you. So you got 1 out of 2 good.
All right.
Well,
That's what I'm talking
actually, you
about.
got 1 out of 3 because when you talked about the shorts, let me just tell you, um, especially if you gave them something that you really like to wear and it was destroyed, it hurt. You had to turn it loose. They did it by accident. Been there, done that. You see what I'm saying? It's like, no, you didn't. And I've just calmed down. I give an example. This has nothing to do with right now, but I was in elementary school and my mom, she worked for a lawyer and she got a lot of nice clothes for me. And as I outgrew them or whatever, sometimes I wanted to share. And there were people who, believe it or not, had less than even I did. So I had this famous thing of wanting to share with everybody. So this particular person I really, really liked. And I grew this outfit. And so it was a baby blue spring dress coat, from a very nice store. And so I gave it to her. And she wore it to school. I wasn't too happy about that because that's my church coat. So she wore it to school. But when she went outside for recess, she took it off and stuffed it through the back of the
Oh yeah,
baseball, just
yeah.
and I was so hot. And then, hold on, somehow or another, it fell on the ground. My baby
Mm.
blue Sunday go to church coat laying on the ground that I trusted her with. And so, unfortunately, somebody had to come break us up because I was all up in her grill. I was like, no, you didn't. Before I knew it, I had jack slapped it. And I was like, no, you're not going to. But I forgot, it's not my coat anymore.
Right, right.
You see what I'm saying? So when you talked about giving your daughters the outfits, even though you still was in ownership of it, it was really their outfit because you allowed them to wear it. And unfortunately,
Exactly.
they sat in it and you had to turn it loose.
Yeah,
So I'm giving you 2 out of 4. How about that?
that's perfect. I'm good with that. Um, Now, I think the last thing I want to talk about this evening is borrowing. When your friends or somebody might ask you for some tools, they might ask you for a loan. It might be whatever that is. Okay, I shouldn't have to borrow or have to ask for my own stuff back. You see what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to ask for my stuff back. I shouldn't have to borrow it back, and I definitely shouldn't have to steal the stuff back because that means that I've broken not only the land of the law, I've broken the legal aspect of the law, but I broke God's law too, trying to get my stuff back, and it was mine. What are you supposed to
What the
do?
what?
Yeah.
I don't even want to know the details behind that one, but okay. So you loan somebody something, they've had it
Mm-hmm.
for dinosaur years. You decide you want it back. You ask for it back. They never return it. So you take upon yourself, I'm going to get my stuff. And
Yep.
then you got to go through hell and high water to get it. And then they accuse you of taking something that really belongs to you. Like, wait
Like
a
the
minute, I
stairs.
loaned it to you. What you mean I can't have it back? You
Yeah.
know, and I can see that happen. How you going to come up here and take that? They done had it so long they forgot it wasn't theirs. Or they just assume loaning it to them means that they can just retain possession indefinitely. And there's some people out there. So how did you really handle that?
One of the things was first I asked for it back, right? Then it was like, let me, I gotta check, I gotta look for it, blah 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 blah. Then they said they didn't have it. I was just over there and I saw it. So therefore, you making excuses not to give it back. So then, on several occasions, I just had to go over there and be a bully and just say, "Hey, oh wow, this looks just like mine." Like, "Oh, that's not yours." Blah, blah, blah. I got it from. I'm like, "Well, until you find yours to get yours back, I'm taking this with me."
Good for you.
So, not that I was trying to be uh, be a bully or be forced, but when I asked for it back, you try to play me, you know. And I'm like, damn, I'm not a video game. I'm not any of those. Stop playing with me. You know when you ask for it. So what I started having to do is when people ask for stuff and I have it at the bar, we sign this piece of paper here, sign it. So you know, you got a description of what it is, what date. I would like to have it back by such and such. If you don't give it back, hey, you want to buy a new one or we going to court. I'm not playing with y'all no more for this type of stuff. I worked too hard. It took me too long to get some of the stuff that I have to have somebody just
Absolutely.
take it away and act like it's mine now. But
Absolutely. I
and
love that.
and I felt bad, Miss B, because again, I shouldn't have to go to those measures or take something back that was originally mine.
And I'm sorry you felt bad about it. I mean, because you were doing the right thing. You were trying to help somebody and be a blessing, and they decided to turn it around and use you, and you had to step up and man up and put your big boy boots on and handle your business. So um, I'm glad you
That's true.
decided to, start with that paperwork thing. Unfortunately, that's what you have to do sometimes, especially with the caliber of people that we may encounter. And loaning something to them sometimes shows you something about them you never knew existed,
Mm-hmm. And
especially money or
it's a
anything
shame.
of value.
Yeah. And
All right. What's the next topic? Are we done?
I think the last thing that I want to two things real quick. They real easy. Now, if I've been in the house all day, there's five in. Let's say if your significant other goes out, they see you in that specific room watching a specific TV program. As soon as you turn your back, you might go in there to fix a snack, or you might go to the bathroom, or whatever, and come right back. They done changed the channel. Mm-mm. No, like you saw me when I came in watching what I was watching. As soon as I turn my back, you go to flip and change the channel. I hate that. So I'm like, I was watching so and so before you came. You've been going all day doing what you do. You go in the next room, something. Go somewhere else. Don't come in here and change the channel. I hate that. Again, to me, that's overstepping your boundaries. You didn't even ask me anything, but you saw what I was watching. I'm like, stop. I don't know why people do that.
You know what? I'm just going to park that right there because adults will be adults, but that's very childish. Very, I'm sorry. It's no such thing as innocence. That was a deliberate intrusion.
Mm-hmm.
It was disrespectful. I don't like that. That's just like, I'm sorry. There's a lot of things, but turning the TV when you know somebody's watching something, um, even if you don't say, can I change the channel right quick and I'll put it right back. I just want to catch this right quick while you're out the room. And then when you come back in, change it back. But don't just turn flop down like, oh, you got the remote control. Like, what the? No, boo, that ain't how this gonna work. No, so I'm with you on that, baby. So you're doing good. What's the next one?
And the last one, Miss B, that I wanted to share is that when you in the car, now this is the car that I drive all the time. So I might have a CD in or a specific radio station or whatever things. So you get in the car, your significant other or somebody get in the car and come in and change the channel, or trying to find a different CD to put in. Don't do that. Do not do that. Again, that's being intrusive. It's being disrespectful. It's a lot of things that you are doing right now.
Now
Just please don't do that.
that's being extra with that right there.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's being extra. I mean, even when my husband and I are riding, I'm to the point where I'll ask him, does that music bother you? Would you like to change the channel? Because I understand it. But he ain't gonna come in and just turn my music off or whatever. I will give them the right to have an input. But don't come in. I don't care if it's in my house, my vehicle, wherever I am, and assume authority over what I'm doing, whether it's the TV, the music. I don't care if I'm washing dishes and you let the water out the sink. Don't assume what I have going on that you have the right to change it according to what you want to do. So
Facts.
when you talk about don't touch my stuff, I agree. Ask for permission. People show you who they are by how they treat you.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lack of respect. I got my knuckles cracked with a butter knife because I did not respect the fact that not only did he pay for the meal, it was his food, and I assumed that I could take some. People don't realize it's the small things that reveals your true character. And so when people do things that are out of character according to your standards, don't feel bad about calling them on it, because if you start letting people do stuff like that, they're going to keep on doing it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
actually is just plain disrespectful. Let's just end it with this. You're being disrespectful if you do any of these things that Chris has mentioned and don't think it's wrong. You are not
Crazy.
being out of order if you want to call people on the things that they do. If it offends you, don't let people treat you the way you don't want to be treated or the way you don't want to treat other people.
And I couldn't agree with you. I definitely agree with you like 1,000%. And just in my opinion, again, I would never just go anywhere and change somebody's music or something like that. I'll ask first, or this is common courtesy to me, whether I want to listen to what they have or not. But um, again, it's just common courtesy, it's respect, and you stay within your boundaries by doing so. Um, that's just going to be my final thought as well. I know you mentioned something, and it sounded like that was your final thought for the evening. It may not be. So if you would like to present one, knock it out.
Oh, I just love when he does this. Everybody, on issues with men is also applicable to women, and his topics are very timely. But as far as leave my stuff alone, I'm going to say it again. Your character is revealed on how you treat other people. It's not
Mm-hmm.
funny, it's not cute, and it's not to be taken lightly. When you disrespect people, you can disrespect them with the simplest things. Don't assume you can pick up that glass and say, "Oh, can I have taste that?" No. And I'm not trying to be funny. I don't care if we are. I don't drink after my husband. And you're right. We are intimate, but I don't just pick up his stuff and drink. I don't pick up his food and eat. And
Right.
even if I was a smoker, I wouldn't pick up his cigarette and give me a drag of that. It's just, who are you to be intruding on other people's space like that? Think
Right.
about that. I talk about character. You reveal a lot about who you are, about how you treat people. So that being said, thank you, Chris, for allowing me to have that last word. How can they reach you, and what's the next week's topic?
You can reach me to find more about myself as being an author, mentorship, acting, issues of men apparel, and things of that nature. My books. You can go to www.authorchrisallen.com. You can also on Instagram, Issues of Men on Instagram, author Christopher Allen. You can also please go and subscribe to my YouTube page, the I.O.M, the Issues of Men. Whereas, if you didn't catch the whole episode or only able to catch a part of the episode, you can watch the replays there, as well as also on the Issues of Men page here on Facebook, and also um, Storm Talk 365 Radio. You can .com. You can catch it there, and you can also catch it on the channel here, Storm Talk 365 Radio. Um, so that being said, That's my contact information. You can also, just in regards to if there's a topic that you would like me to discuss in regards to the issues of men, um, it's the issues of men at gmail.com. And again, I look forward to all your comments, your feedback, and anything that you would have in regards to this program. Miss B?
He is very talented. I had wanted him to do a podcast, but he's been involved in internet radio for a minute. He's also a co-host on another show, and they are sponsoring a So You Want to Be an Author workshop. Chris, tell them a little bit about that before we go.
That was actually that was very amazing. There's been a lot of inquiries about people wanting to write their stories or start their stories. And in that whole process, people wanted to find out what they needed to do to move forward to have the book completed. So they were talking about copyrights, ISBN numbers, just templates of the book, parts and pieces of the book, and those who were just beginning, just giving them points of view of how to pull all that together, get your thoughts and everything together first, create your outline and then move forward from there. But it was very, we actually had that about maybe last Thursday was the event Thursday, and it went very well. People got a lot of information, and they're just looking forward to assisting them in the future as far as them putting together their book.
All right. There you have it from author Chris Allen. So you want to be an author? Look for him on his website, on his personal page for more information about any other upcoming workshops about being an author. But for right now, this is Miss B, Positively Miss B. You can get us at www.stormtalk365radio.com. And don't forget to check us out every Thursday, 7 p.m. East Coast time with Miss B, at the table with Miss B and friends. This topic this week is you have to experience to expose. You have to experience to expose. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you, Chris.
Good night. See you next week. Good night.